Good morning to everybody. Good morning. I am Azard Gumbs, host of ILNT, and a pleasant morning to everyone here everyone who is listening, everyone who is tuned in to Win FM ILNT's morning program. A pleasant morning again. I hope that everyone, those persons who are listening, they might be listening at home, persons might be listening at work, and persons might be listening on their way to work. And so I just want to wish you a pleasant day. It is Wednesday. I want to wish you a wonderful Wednesday. So let's make Wednesday wonderful. Whatever you're doing, whatever your plans are for today, let's make it wonderful. Let's make it a wonderful Wednesday morning. And I'm looking at some articles here, and I've looked at a news article from WINNMedia, and it was published on the 15th of March 2024, and it says here, it says that Haiti's political leaders reject CARICOM's brokered deal. And it says here that several political leaders in Haiti have rejected a proposal submitted by the Caribbean community to end the current unstable situation in the French-speaking country, and have instead reiterated their position of imposing their own 3-member presidential council to govern the troubled country until general elections. And it goes on to say that we have CARICOM-sponsored proposal has absolutely no importance in the eyes and for the Haitian people. And this is from an article published. It says here, Prime Minister Henry Tuesday formally announced his intention to resign as CARICOM leaders said they had brokered a deal for Haiti, paving the way for a peaceful transition of power in the country. And so this article was published about 5 days ago, and so we have to acknowledge the timeline as well when we read that article. So you see there, and I read that to show this because just 16 hours ago at Loop Caribbean News, it says Haiti, the Catholic Church not a part of the the Provisional Presidential Council. And this is saying that the Catholics, the Episcopal Conference of Haiti says it will not nominate anyone to the Presidential Transitional Council, even as the Caribbean Community Grouping said progress is being made. In a statement, it says that, which brings together the bishops of the Catholic Church in Haiti, said that it had taken the position so as to be able to maintain the moral distance which allows it to fulfill its prophetic mission, while wishing to see the current negotiations result in a true, inclusive, and lasting patriotic understanding for the benefit of Haiti. It goes on to say, earlier this month, Guyana's president and CARICOM chairman, Dr. Ali, told reporters that an agreement had been reached that would allow for Prime Minister Dr. Henry, who is stranded in Puerto Rico, to step down and for a transitional governance arrangement which paves the way for a peaceful transition of power, continuity of governance, and an action plan for the near-term security and the road to free and fair elections. Ali said that it was also agreed that there would be the creation of a transitional presidential council comprised of 7 voting members and 2 voting observers. On Monday, speaking on the sidelines of a meeting in Georgetown, Ali said while progress is being made on negotiations for the council to transition Haiti to some level of normalcy, he is also concerned over the latest spike of violence. He told reporters that since his return from Jamaica, where he chaired the high-level meeting on Haiti that was attended by CARICOM leaders and other stakeholders, including the United States, Canada, and France, quote, "We've been having continuous meetings almost every night," end of quote. He said that it is necessary, quote, because the Haitians have to get the political council in place. Progress is being made. We are very concerned about the violence. The international community renewed its call for the multinational force to be on the ground as soon as possible. There must be a bridging security arrangement to help immediately to bring a level of normalcy and security so that the work can continue, end of quote, Ali said. So Kenya had signed an agreement with Henry earlier this month, allowing for a United Nations Security Council sanctioned international force led by the African country to restore peace and security in his troubled country. Meanwhile, on Monday, heavily armed people attempted to storm the Bank of the Republic of Haiti, but were repelled by bank security agents and police officers. Reports said that at least 3 of the attackers were killed and 2 security agents injured. And this is a quote. It says, following an incident yesterday near the site of the BRH on Rue, security forces and the bank security team acted with professionalism and efficiency. End of quote. It said the BRH in a statement posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, and the BRH represents the Bank of the Republic of Haiti. And it said it was deeply regretful. No, sorry, it was deeply grateful. So it said it was deeply grateful to its security guards and police for their vigilance and constant commitment to protecting our community. End of quote. So we've seen here that the Catholic Church is saying that they're not going to form part of the provisional presidential council because they want to observe and take it seems here that they're saying that they want to be able to give a moral perspective on it, be able to have or maintain a moral distance which allows it to fulfill its prophetic mission. So they want to take and maintain a moral distance. So they're not going to be a part of the Provisional Presidential Council here in Haiti. So in other news, we see that there has been an earthquake near Grenada felt by some in TNT. Loop News indicates that a 4.8 earthquake recorded near Grenada was reportedly felt by some people in Trinidad earlier this afternoon. And this article was published 18 hours ago, and so it would be yesterday. So according to an update from the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center, the quake took place around 1:52 p.m. with a depth of 115 kilometers, located 32 kilometers west of Grenada and 160 kilometers northwest of Port of Spain. So some people in the parts of Port of Spain, north and northwest Trinidad, reported they felt the event. And so we have information here that there was earthquake 4.8 on the Richter scale. The quake was recorded near Grenada and felt by some in Trinidad and Tobago. So we still have seismic activity in the Caribbean. We still have earthquakes. We may not have felt it here in St. Kitts, but it was in Grenada, and it is reported that some persons in Trinidad and Tobago also felt it. So looking at other regional news, we see here that the murder tally reaches 6 in the Turks and Caicos after fatal shooting. So in an article published 22 hours ago by Loop News, it says that a man was fatally shot last evening in Turks and Caicos. This says that the Royal Turks and Caicos Island Police Force said it received reports of a shooting in 5K's Providences. So it says here, when officers arrived, they found the lifeless body of a male with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. The territory's murder toll for the year now stands at 6. And the article is reaching out to persons, the writer of the article is reaching out to persons, asking that if anyone has information on this and any other crimes, to report it to the closest police station, and then they're asked to call 911, the serious crime unit, at 231-1842, and the Crime Stoppers at 1-800 84-77. So we see that, the murder tally reaches 6 in the Turks and Caicos. So 6 for the Turks and Caicos. And we see that there is activity still happening in Haiti, and we expect activity to happen in Haiti as it relates to, the violence that country is now experiencing, level what is described as a low-scale civil unrest. And we see that CARICOM continues to speak on the matter. CARICOM continues to meet and to try to address some of the problems facing Haiti. Of course, it is a complex problem. It is a problem that stems decades, centuries. And so if we understand the history of Haiti, we understand what the people of Haiti Haiti have been through, then we understand that this problem is not one that is simple. It's one that is complex, and it's one that really needs support, but it also needs to be Haitian-led and Haitian-supported. We know that there are popular gang forces in Haiti that have arisen based on the delay of election, based on the appointments of certain people to certain powerful positions, that they feel that those individuals never commanded the support or never commanded the authority or earned the authority in which they have. And so we see situations happening in Haiti where there is constant gang violence. Now we see that it has arisen. We see that they are caused by the international bodies for peace. We see the superpowers. The United States have given aid, and the former prime minister. This is so. It is a period of time because it's a former prime minister because he has said that he's resigning once a presidential council has been set up, and we still are waiting for the setting up of that presidential council. And we see so many things happening in the country of Haiti. Chev,
Good morning.
Yes. How is it? How are you? How are you this morning?
I am good. My voice ain't wake up yet.
Well, wake it up in the studio. Yeah, we've been talking about a number of topics. We've been talking about the earthquake that has been experienced in Grenada and felt in Trinidad and Tobago, the 4.8, and we've spoken about the tally, now the murder rate up to 6 in Turks and Caicos. Yes, there was a fatal shooting recently. We've also spoken about the situation in Haiti and the Catholic Church saying that they're not going to be a part of the Provisional Council, saying that they rather to maintain a moral distance. So it forms part of their prophetic mission. You understand?
Moral,
Yes. And so we've also been discussing Haiti, because Haiti has been in the news, and you see the prime minister, he went to Kenya. After traveling for Kenya, trying to seek support to get security forces from Kenya. We see that he tried to get back into his country, Haiti. He was not given access. He has been in Puerto Rico. And so at this point in time, he has said that once a presidential council has been formed, he is resigning from office. The pressure has escalated in Haiti. We see where persons are really, are crying out in Haiti. We see where they have released inmates from the prison. We have seen where there is pressure on the social fabric of the society there in Haiti. Hospitals, healthcare. When you look at potable water, when you look at deliveries, so Haiti now is experiencing what is determined and what is described by many as a low-scale civil unrest.
Well, Haiti has been in a state of unrest for a very long time, and to hear things like the Catholic Church say, "Oh, well, please." Anyway, and I always say it's a shame the state that Haiti is in, and I mean, it's not completely our fault, but looking at the region, we speak as if Haiti don't exist most of the time, even in these CARICOM discussions and so forth, But Haiti has been going through it a lot. And then you have a lot of countries, if people would research, a lot of countries like the US have had their hands in Haiti's business for a long time. And even though Haiti would look as if it's one of the poorest or the poorest country in the world, they actually have a lot of natural resources. And if you follow the trend, a lot of countries that have a lot of natural resources, you know, similar to the Congo area, they're often some of the poorest countries, which does not make sense, or does it? So,
And
I
we
mean,
see,
yeah.
yeah, with Haiti, if you look at the history of Haiti, it's really unfortunate. You see, Haiti fought for their independence against the French, and after fighting for their independence, then they were basically
Punished.
mandated to pay
Yes.
back for their freedom to France, or risk being invaded again at one point in time. And so,
And people don't know all of this is these are the contributing factors. Even to our national debt. Like I remember a few years ago, you had a council from the ECS seeking reparations. They went to England and all that stuff, and people were like, yeah, they're getting reparations. One of the things they were asking for, and even a lot of African countries, give us back our items, give us back our history. But the Caribbean in particular was asking for debt relief. And one of the things I learned is that when they freed the slaves, remember, slaves were property, so the owners had to be compensated.
yes, and a lot of that. So, and when
That was
Haiti,
debt.
when Haiti fought for its freedom against the French, you know, the first Caribbean country to do so back in 1804. And when you look at years after, around, I think it was maybe 1820 something, and the French come into their shores and saying, hey, you have really, we need to be compensated, or we're going to invade. This is our property. You have taken our property, and the property being the people. You understand? Because at that point in time, the notion was that, you know, people like you and I were property. So it's really unfortunate. And then you look at Haiti and you see the cutting of the trees
Yes.
in mass landscapes being cut down. And so because of the deforestation, you see how it has impacted them based on natural disasters. When they have hurricanes and stuff like that, it is even worse because you don't have any much trees that hold the soil together to prevent flooding and soil erosion. And so all of these things, and you see where Haiti is located in tectonic plates, everything like that. So it's just a really, really
Well, a lot of
state.
nations, what we don't understand too is a lot of these European nations who know take the moral high ground, right? They are responsible for causing the impoverishment of a lot of countries. Again, you have this ambassador, I could remember her name, she speaks about the continuation of colonization, that a lot of farmer French, yeah, well, she no, African one, and she speaks about. We look at the French and we think, oh, it's a language of love, but we don't know that, you know, you got some people like the quiet but the deadly. That's what France is. So it's like a lot of these African nations, when they decided that they wanted to be independent, they had to sign this agreement, the continuation of colonization, which meant that some of them had to pay up to 85% of their annual earnings to France. And if they needed any money back, they had to then borrow that money. So when you see a lot of these nations struggling and the roads not paved, and they tell us, oh, it's corruption. If you put people in a degrading situation like animals, of course you're going to have violence. Of course you're going to have all this stuff. And these people know. And this is why people like us, before we look at our brothers and sisters in these paths and judge them, we need to understand what went on. We need to educate ourselves. You
And
understand?
at the same time, too, when you look at you make a comparison of Haiti and you make two Dominican Republic, and you see the vast difference between
Yes.
two, and they are both on the same
same.
landmass, Hispaniola. And you see, while one was run by the French, the other was run by the Spanish, and you see the difference in the style. The French at that point in time was brutal when it came to slavery and everything like that, and the effects are still long lasting. And we talk about at the point in time, we talk about President Aristide, and you know, when Haiti had their independence, and when he fought or when he advocated for reparations. And since then, there has been some sort of discussion as to, you know, there are some persons who feel as though the U.S. had a play in his
Definitely.
removal from
Yeah.
office. And so ever since that time, the next election was sometime when you look at President Moise. But then after that, there was election that was supposed to be had and then delayed. And then based on the delay of that election again, the gang violence started to uproar again. And then you saw his assassination. Then you saw he would have appointed just days before his assassination, not via election, the prime minister. And then the prime minister is there for a time, no election again. And then persons again saying, well, this delay election and appointment of individuals. And so we have seen that it's basically like a cycle.
You know what I can say too? I know they're saying that the gangs are pretty much taking over, right? And even the president, well, he was not able to get back in. I'm wondering, because I'm very cautious when I listen to reports coming out of these mainstream media places like the US and so forth, talking and reporting on other people's condition, because we are not on the ground, and we do not know what's going on. We can only take their word for it, and it's in their interest for Haiti to remain unstable, right? So my thing is it that the people are fed up of the political roller coaster and jokery that they've been put through? Because a lot of them accuse the US of planting presidents all the time. They've said that since like Aristide, they've not had a president that they actually voted for, because the country is so poor as well. Who can say that they've had even fair elections? How many of them even get to go out to elections and all that kind of stuff? And it just shows me that, I was making a post and I didn't get to finish making it,
Yes.
right? We, at some point, when Haiti, when they were fighting for their freedom and so forth, elections wasn't even on their mind. We couldn't vote back then. And I think what's happening is that somewhere along the line, we've been bamboozled to think that the only way that we can get our lives together and have any kind of social action is to go through some sort of political party, some sort of political process. And quite frankly, I'm just fed up of that. Like, I'm telling you, it's like...
We have a caller. Caller live on Island T. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, man. Good morning, man. Good morning to you.
Hey,
guys,
good
man.
morning. How are you doing?
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I want to welcome back Chef Rich, man. It's very good that we have her on to get them different views, man.
So tell us, what are your views on the matter?
Well, right now, what we got, the main thing that I'm looking at in Haiti is they're saying right now they don't want no outside forces. And the outside got to respect that, man. You know what I mean? We as black people, we don't really have the unity, man. Carry come in the region, Haiti is right there, and they're talking about all this freedom of movement and stuff like that. But the freedom of movement, look at it. It doesn't even include Haiti, and Haiti is part of CARICOM. I made a mention before the uprising started down there in Haiti, right? Before it started getting out of control, to like do something legally, have a framework set up where, based on the size and the economic size of these different islands, they can't afford to take in some of the Haitians down. I'm only saying bring them in to make a contribution towards what's going on in Haiti on the ground right now. You know what I'm saying? That would be the way of lending a helping hand. You know what I mean? And that would be each island's contribution. Like Nevis, for instance, is underpopulated, right? And if they want to grow the economy, they could have bring some of these Haitians in and build the population, and definitely the economy is going to grow. But they're not looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? The bigger islands there can take in more amount of Haitians, right? That's the way the CARICOM should be trying to contribute. Because now we're talking about this freedom of movement, but you're going to block the Haitians then from moving, but you're going to allow the West CARICOM islands to move. That don't really make no sense to me, because just as well as you're blocking the Haitians, you know what I mean? And the Haitians them need to move at this time, in the time of need. The West Caribbean islands, their economy is stable. So they don't really need to be moving like that.
But
barbecue and those guys on the ground,
yes,
they're giving them a bad name. But those are the guys that's actually doing the work now to bring that change forward.
Okay.
But that's
so,
my
Carla,
contribution, man.
let's note as well, and not just in consideration, of course, not disagreeing or agreeing with the point that you made, because you've made your point, and that's your point. consideration, Haiti has 11.45 million people. So to take, we have to consider how many persons will we be able to take if we're taking persons without a burden on our social fabric as well. Given the time, we have another caller. Caller, you're live on Island T. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Azard. Good morning, Shebish.
Morning.
Morning.
No, Jamster, good morning. Now, I am here listening. And a lot of different views about Haiti and how to get things done in Haiti to keep the peace in Haiti. Now, we in the Caribbean, we know that the forces are strong to go in there to come back nothing in Haiti. Well, I suggestion is it that I say that the Caribbean leaders them head the front and go in with these men with a task force and get the gang members them together and ask them what they really want. You know? Ask them what they really want. Go in there with peace, not go in there with no violence. Because what happened now, people are saying that America, France, Canada, and Europe, England, they say that they don't do so much injustice to Haiti. So that them not the one to go in there, go assist Haiti with nothing. That is what people are saying. But if people them up there suffering, they want food, they want water, they want medication, they want this, they want that. And something got to be done, not because these people do injustice to them. I believe something got to be done to please the ordinary people them up there who ain't have no choice. Like can't get food, can't get water, can't get this, can't get that. And this thing going on for centuries now. And it's time now that everything come to a cease and bring Haiti back in a state of democratic that everybody could go to the poll and vote for what government they want to vote. We are in the Caribbean and we hurt. I hurt about it because as I always say, I'm Haitian, I know Haitian are good people because I meet them right here in the country, work with them. And there's manageable and respectable people. But everybody got treating everybody in Haiti with a bad brush. So they wicked people, there's other people, they say that. But I don't think that's that. All right then.
Thank you so much for your opinion, Carla. Thank you so much for your views. We appreciate those opinions. We appreciate your views.
So, Azard, you said that they said they don't want any outside interference, right?
Well, that is what the gang leaders are saying. They're saying they're tired with the outside interference.
Yes.
They're saying that, and CARICOM, President Ali has said, it has to be a Haitian solution supported by the Haitian people. And so we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and discuss the topic.
Different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Feeling lucky? Your winning streak starts now with the Pick 3 and Pick 4 Mega Ball Bonanza. That's right. Pick your lucky numbers in Pick 3 or Pick 4, then grab all 5 boards and add the Mega Ball to at least one. Bam! You've instantly got yourself a free $1 ticket. That's 5 chances to win big. Plus a guaranteed $1 win just for playing the Mega Ball way. So grab your Pick 3 and Pick 4 play slips today at Caribbean Lottery Agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mark IGA special.
Running March 7 to March 28.
Now our Value Club Blue Tax specials. Nature Valley granola bars $9.99. La yogurt just $3.39. Essential Everyday shredded and chunk cheeses $7.99. Kool-Aid jammers $13.99. IGA and Essential Everyday waffles and pancakes $10.99. Purex liquid detergent $15.99. And now our very low weekly
Value deals Star Kids Tuna, $3.99. Hygiene Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, $2.99. Dunkin' Hines Cake Mixes and Brownies, $5.99. Hunt Spaghetti Sauce, $8.49. VO5 Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.49. Irish Spring Baso, $11.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart, tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart!
St. Kitts and Nevis listens to
Win FM 98.9.
Win FM 98.9.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, and we're back. We're back to INT.
Yes.
So we want to continue the views. We've been speaking about. We have a call.
Oh,
So,
wow.
call. You're
Yes.
live on INT.
Hello.
Hi, good
Good
morning.
morning.
How are you doing?
Morning. I'm giving thanks. Chef.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank
How
you.
is Miss MCH? I'm not hearing her.
Well,
think
she's
she's
well.
good.
I think she's well. Yes.
Yeah, she's working on a lot of stuff right now. So
Yes.
And Kortensia, I hope she's okay.
Yes, she
Why-
is.
Question to you. Do you know Crystal Joseph?
Yes, I do.
Why don't you get her in the studio and ask her about her views about this hating?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay then. Bye.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much. It's true. Yes. That's true. She is Haitian. Yeah. That'll be. Yeah. Okay. So wonderful. We'll make the call out. I was told that we extended, but she wasn't available at the time. That's what I'm told. So, but we're gonna see what we could get from that for real. So that would be a good discussion because she is Haitian and she could give her opinion from from that perspective. Wonderful. Thank you, Carla, for contributing such a good perspective and offering such a good perspective to the discussion that we have. We also have a topic. I know we spoke about it yesterday, but we didn't get to go into it fully. And it's an WINNMedia article that says PM Drew says St. Kitts and Nevis has not signed on to the CARICOM Free Movement Agreement. And it's an article by Yolanda Weeks, and it says here, I think we read some of it yesterday, but we didn't touch all of it. It says that since the 46th meeting of CARICOM heads of government in Georgetown, Guyana, in February 2024, several individuals locally have expressed their views on how free movement may affect St. Kitts and Nevis. It says, according to Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, while some have given the impression that St. Kitts and Nevis has signed on to the free movement arrangement, that is untrue. And this is a quote that says, we have not signed on to this. And secondly, the ambassador has been out speaking to it. And thirdly, the task force is putting together to bring this as a broader discussion with respect to our country and society. It is sad, though, that one prime minister spoke and I was never asked a question, and that prime minister who spoke in the interest of her country is being extrapolated into St. Kitts and Nevis. I reject that vehemently. We have our own position. We are an independent sovereign nation, and that must never, ever be questioned. It goes on to say, however, St. Kitts and Nevis has not taken that step with respect to free movement because, again, we would not do anything we think would affect St. Kitts and Nevis negatively. And that's the end of the quote. It says, according to Prime Minister Drew, St. Kitts and Nevis Ambassador to CARICOM, Mr. Larry Vaughan, has formed a task force made up of several entities that will lead the discussion on CARICOM's free movement. The task force will be out having discussions with our people using different forums so that our people can participate in that discussion. The conversation about free movement is not recent, as the body has long discussed the need for enhanced economic activities, economic growth, and social cohesion. This is that last part is not a quote. So the quote ended when he said that the task force would be out having discussions with our people using different platforms so that our people can participate in that discussion. That's the end of the quote. The article therefore goes on to say the conversation about free movement is not recent as the body has long discussions for the need of enhanced economic activities, economic growth, and social cohesion. However, implementation of the free movement concept has not been fully realized. CARICOM heads are yet to arrive at a consensus on free movement logistics and timeline. Yeah. So
I guess he's referring to that, video clip that was going on with Mia Motley out of Barbados, saying that, I think it was by the end of March, she wanted to have...
Yeah, March 31st.
Yeah.
Which is, and then when I read this article and I see what CARICOM had issued, it is now, today is the 20th.
20th.
All of these talk about task force being formed. All of these talk about discussions being had, and a deadline had been given of March 31st. So when
By
are these? When are these going to be? Well,
that's what he's saying. That he's basically saying, when me and you went out there, go bang him out like if you represent all of us, and you represent all of us, basically.
Well, let me see. Let me look, because I had the article yesterday when the first mention of this March 31st deadline was given, so let me try to pull it up real quick, because if a task force is being formed to have discussions and it's March 20th, and I want to know when it is that this is going to be. So here, this is an article, and it's from this, it says hgc.caricom.org. So it says region on track for full movement by March month end, PM Motley. So this article was published on the 1st of March, and it says we are on target. CARICOM heads of government are expected to meet in the middle of March for anticipated sign-off on the agreements to facilitate the free and full movement of CARICOM nationals by the end of the month. The Honorable Mia Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, said Wednesday, the free movement of nationals is one of the pillars of CARICOM single market and economy. The Barbados Prime Minister is the lead head of government with responsibility for the CSME and the CARICOM quasi-cabinet. So, if we are going to go based on that article, today is the 20th, right? So if we say that, if it's saying that that the CARICOM heads of government are expected to meet, so this was March 1st. This article published saying that the middle of March is anticipated for the sign-off of arrangements to facilitate free and full movement of CARICOM nationals by the end. So they were supposed to meet the middle of March to sign off on the agreement.
Maybe he went.
So this is the 20th. So I guess there was no sign off as indicated by mid. So if they're saying that, so if they put the condition that the 15th we are going to sign the agreement for the implementation in the 31st, and there was no sign off on the 15th, then
where we know?
Yes, caller.
Hi, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Obviously, there's miscommunication somewhere. I think Mayor Motley might have jumped the gun ahead of her colleagues, and the fact that Antigua's Prime Minister, or Antigua generally, was forced to make a comment basically saying that, hold on, we're not in this thing. I think that precipitated our response. Okay, the question is, at which point do the citizens become involved? Shouldn't the citizens at least of each territory have given, shouldn't they have been given a heads up as to what was being discussed and possibly coming? And that I think is the dilemma. That is what caused the problem, right? I think we had not, or it appears now that we had not made any decision on this, and in a sense, may have been caught a bit flat-footed in the sense that.
But if we are listening to what the article is saying, right? It is saying, and I've read the article, and this is March 1st. So this came out, and it's coming from CARICOM, you know. This article is on the CARICOM page. It says hgc.caricom.org. So, and it's saying that CARICOM heads of government are expected to meet in the middle of March. So the expectation was that they were supposed to meet in the middle of March. If we're saying the middle of March, and March has 31 days, the middle is assumed to be the 15th or the 16th. We are now at the 20th. Has there been a meeting? From what we are seeing, there might not have been a meeting because we haven't heard anything. And we're hearing from our Prime Minister that there has not been any signing off on any agreement for St. Kitts and Nevis to be a part of that. And so one can reasonably assume that based on the statement made by the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis that perhaps that meeting never happened, or if it did happen, St. Kitts and Nevis did not sign on to it.
Right. And the thing as well, they said the middle of March, but, you know how these things go.
Yes.
I wouldn't quibble about it being the 15th.
So, Carla, I understand what you're saying. When does the discussion come to the people?
Right.
But do you feel that the people don't know about it? Like, I feel like we've been hearing about these things and seeing clippings in the news and all this stuff, and like,
right. And that's the whole point. When do the citizens get involved? When are we supposed to get involved?
When we choose to get involved.
Is that there's been blowback. Well, in the first instance, I think the government, our government, has been on the defensive in the sense that things started. We heard these reports, and people started making comments on them and expressing their strong views about the possibility of us signing on to something like this. And so the government, I think, was forced to play catch up, and then trot out the ambassadors and whoever else to basically pacify the populace, okay? Because obviously they had concerns. I'm saying that what is being done now, in terms of making the rounds in the media,
should have been done
and discussions with the population.
But Mr. McMahon,
happened before.
Stick a pin before you continue. The article goes on to say further that the Prime Minister, and this is Mayor Motley, told representatives of the media that the community is on full track to fulfill the mandate of the heads of government gave at their historic 50th anniversary meeting in Trinidad and Tobago in July last year for free and full movement of CARICOM nationals from 31st March 2024. So based on this article, it seemed that this had been a point of discussion and to be mandated by the 31st of March since last year at their 50th meeting in July last year. So and we are now, these meetings happen.
It sounds like there was some procrastination, and nobody really took it seriously until the deadline is almost there.
But listen to the article again, because this is a direct quote. It says, heads of government will meet on the 15th of March. And this is Motley saying this. Heads of government will meet on the 15th of March with the hope that we can sign off in time for the deadline given in Trinidad of the 31st of March, that for the full free movement of people. As you know, people have the right to move now for 6 months without question. What we are talking about is removing that 6-month constraint. But we equally have to understand what are the minimum rights that are guaranteed to our citizens when they move from one country to the other, and those are being resolved and settled now, Prime Minister Motley said.
The inclusion of the Attorney General, I think it is, Attorney General in the discussions now, because obviously there are legal implications, right? But it's clear that somebody spoke out of turn.
But when is out of turn? When is out of turn? When it is that the what could be out of term? Because we heard about the implementation again, because this has been from since July last year. We then hear of it again more prominently on March 1st in this article that has been published on CARICOM. We then hear that they are supposed to meet on the 15th of March to sign off on this agreement. So when were we supposed to hear about the signing off on the 15th,
so,
if not March 1st being...
Well, the thing is, right, and I was kind of surprised by the Prime Minister's statement, well, basically calling out Mayor Motley. He sounded very miffed that she would come out ahead of everybody else and make these pronouncements, okay? And at the very least, it may have been that the CARICOM, I think you said CARICOM is who released this thing first.
Yes. But the statement by Mayor was carried on.
Maybe there was misunderstanding and miscommunication at that end. Initially, maybe they made tentative steps, and
miscommunication.
It was perceived by
the article goes on to say that right, that Prime Minister Motley was at the time participating in the closing press conference of the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM, which was held in Guyana over. So at the time, she was participating in the closing press conference. What could have been the misunderstanding? It also says that she is the lead head of government with responsibility of the CSME in CARICOM quasi-cabinet. So what could have been the misunderstanding? You want to say, give the assumption that the lead head, is under a misunderstanding?
So let me ask this.
It could have come initially from CARICOM. What I'm saying is, remember CARICOM is under pressure to produce something of substance.
But these are direct quotes. These and CARICOM, these are direct quotes from Prime Minister Motley.
What you're saying is everybody knew they were going to just slide through with this, but the people heard, throw hissy fit, and now they have to regroup and say, well, not really. That's
why it seems like it's happening.
That's what I think happened. Now they've been blow back. They now have to play catch up or be defensive or be what you call it. They have to spin whatever it is, do damage control. Now that the cat has been out of the bag, so to speak, right? So I'm saying that at this late moment, it might be a bit surprising that we're now going to talk about the task force to look at implications and come up with a position, party position.
That's what I'm saying.
It was signed off on. Agreed to since last year.
This is a bit late, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we are taking what the Prime Minister of Barbados has said, there was supposed to be a meeting on the 15th. The 15th was supposed to sign off everything for the implementation on the 31st, based on discussions that had been happening since last year, July. Then this task force being formed is rather late, 2 weeks before the game. Well, not even 2 weeks, because we at the 20th March now. When he made that announcement, it was published on the 18th. It was passed even after the signing off. After the proposed date for the signing off was when we heard about these task force and everything. So why at this late hour? Why not have had the discussion last year?
Antigua as well,
really
backtracking as well.
Really and truly, this should have been an OECS position vis-a-vis this free movement thing, because we already have some semblance of what is being planned among the OECS countries. There's absolutely no reason why we should be approaching this country by country at this stage, right? The OECS should have had a position on it and meet the others with that position. That is what should have happened, I think, rather than each country probably either looking over their shoulder at what the other's saying or waiting to see what happens in some one of the territories before they actually come up with a definitive position on the issue.
So
they're hedging. It sounds as if, and our government included, it's kind of hedging with, waiting to see what the others do before coming down.
Our Prime Minister has indicated that this that this prime minister, has based on the construct, based on the communication, it seemed like it's saying that she has really jumped the gun. But has she? If it is that this has been in discussion since last year, July, and clearly it has indicated that they are supposed to sign off by the 15th to implement this by the 31st. This is something that had been in discussion since last year. Our delegations have been traveling to CARICOM numerous times, and if this was a discussion last year, why not a task force formed since last year to do this? Why then?
Why not as a sub-region, the OECS, this couldn't have been discussed and everybody come up with some common thing, because
in addition to that, Mr. McMahon,
the OECS region would be affected by this in the same way.
And in addition to that, before you continue,
maybe though,
yes,
this might have been Mia Motley's way. I mean, mentioned she's the lead person on that. This might have been her way of twisting arms a bit, because she know there might be reluctance in some quarters or misgivings in some quarters about this thing.
But twisting arms a bit, Mr. McMahon, let's look at the timing. If this was in discussion since last year, July 2023, for the implementation on March 31st, 2024, it gives about, quick maths here, maybe 8 months, let's say. Because, maybe 8 months. I could be off because it's quick maths. So, at least around that time, why now form a task force after the fact that you were supposed to sign or not sign, proposed talks of the agreement? And then, is she really talking out of turn when it is that if we are in a discussion, we've been talking about this since last year, the deadline is the 31st. When again she was supposed to talk? When again?
Well, I'm saying out of turn in the sense that it seems as if it would appear that some of the leaders were caught unawares of
I understand what you're saying. You're basically saying like maybe they did not agree and she still went ahead and said what she had to say. I don't really see that happening too much at a level like that, but
you want,
I mean, anything is possible.
We are hearing from different sides and we're not at the meeting. But if this, I am hesitant to think that she jumped the gun when this has been in discussion since last year about this implementation on the 31st.
You know what that gets me though? Like, okay, the article spoke about the basic rights and all of that. I think, right, and this is what I get me with like government and politicians, the arguments and the fallings out that happen more on the principles, the principle thing, but we still are not hearing what the basic rights will be, what exactly will be happening in free movement, how much rights do you have, they have, how will the police, I mean, I know they already have communication into Ireland, but this is CARICOM now, how these things will be structured when it comes to social security if I move now from here.
And these should be good points, and these should have been points discussed long time ago.
I agree. But what I'm saying is right now, what we're
mean about Mia Motley not being a, yes, she's the lead person. So if anybody is going to come out with a statement,
she will.
Then it should be her.
And then look at the timing. Look at the timing that she comes out.
You have to. Since she's the lead person, you have to listen to what she says and extrapolate.
But look at it, Mr. McMahon. Look at the time that she comes out and speaks at it. She speaks about it, and the article is published on March 1st. This was in discussion since last year. I mean, it's like you're waiting and saying, okay, we know that this is coming up since last year, this March 31st. When again was she supposed to speak about it? What
could it also be that perhaps the OECS islands, perhaps, as he said, there should have been more of a joint thing with the islands and then go to CARICOM. Could it be also perhaps that they were supposed to do certain things on their end and educate as a region that didn't happen?
Maybe, yeah.
And that's the thing. But look at it. If this was,
silence on it, it isn't just here.
But even the free movement
doesn't seem to be. It seemed to have been passed. I mean, it was passed unnoticed.
But Mr. McMahon,
But
It-
even the
I
free
don't
movement
think
of
it really
people,
hits
like
most people.
Guys, listen to
Yeah.
this. Our prime minister
Yeah.
said that he is still looking for information, data on before anything could happen. But if this was since 8 months ago, and I hope my quick maths correct because I try to, yeah. If this was 8 months ago, right? Why wasn't pressure for information, pressure for all of these done? At the end, if this was decided from since July, it should have come to the public. We should have had a task force implemented at the end. Then we'll have had enough time to discuss the matter. We'll have had enough time. So when it come to the 15th of March, we could have said, well, this is St. Kitts and Nevis' position based on all discussions that we've had, and this is what we are going forward with.
to be honest, I feel like, again, from since I've been a child, I've been hearing about these things, right? And I feel that what is happening to us is that as a region, we are very nonchalant in certain things, in a lot of stuff. And I feel that Mia, because she's to me one of the most progressive and aggressive leaders in the region, I feel like the discussion would have just been dragged out for a lot more years. And I think that she's probably just putting her foot down and saying, look, the region needs this. And if you look around, regardless of what people saying, foreigners coming in, 'cause I have discussions, they're loving the region, but for us who live here, it's increasingly difficult. And I think that as a small business person, opening up the borders and stuff would help. And if you look at it to that end, we really need this integration in the region, right?
And I
but
don't
I
think
feel like a
persons-
lot of people drag their feet in these decisions. I think she's just
like
saying,
I
let's
said, it
make
might
this
have been
move.
Her attempt to twist arms, right? I mean, because you see,
Maybe she was just being the leader.
She might have been thinking, well, it's the customary meeting last year, and yes, we're accustomed to leaders coming and making fancy statements. And
guys, I think we are missing. Let's not miss the point here. Let's focus on the point. Let's focus on the fact that all of these leaders met in July 2023. All of these leaders knew about the deadline. You understand?
I think that's why she's doing it. I think it was a matter of fact that maybe they're just dragging their feet and she's saying, we moving. No, I'm the leader and we're gonna move.
And like I said,
we have to go for a break now.
Yeah, Mr. McMahon, we have to take a break. We have to take a break. So
thank you so much for calling.
No problem. Yes, we'll take a short break and get back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
This is an important announcement from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Development Bank is conducting an important exercise to update its records. From March 18th to May 10th, 2024, independent evaluators will visit properties held as collateral. To accurately assess market value, they'll need to access both interior and exterior areas. We kindly ask for your cooperation during this time. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to Ms. Bristol, 465-2288, extension 1113, or via email at kbristol@skndb.com. As we continue making a sustained positive difference in your life, we say thank you for your understanding and support.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
2 minutes after 9 o'clock. Chef, what's up?
Good.
Nice to have you back. What's up?
Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's like I said, 2 minutes after. Well, make it 3 minutes after 9 o'clock now. Island Tea continues. Azard had to go to court, so we will hold court until 10 o'clock. So what's on your mind?
So yeah, I mean, this morning has been good discussions. Of course, right up my alley. Haiti, Carty.
Yeah.
All the things.
My thing about you guys were talking about the free movement thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like my thing is, why are we always the last to have to say anything? I mean, I think Mr. Drew needs to have some more balls and should have said something a lot earlier. You know, why wait so long to say? You know, we're not saying that. You should have said it before.
Yeah. Oh, and before, let me give the audience Azad's apology. He has to go to court, as we know. He's a lawyer, so he has certain roles to play. So he's very bummed that he's missing the discussion, but he apologizes for his absence.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying, and as I said, I believe that as a woman dealing with probably, she's like the only woman in there, innit? I know how it is. Like, you sit in a meeting with men, no offense, and you try to get stuff resolved. And as a woman, it's very hard. So you almost have to, like, apply that pressure. I believe that, as you said, like, they've not been taking it too serious and pushing.
But also, I
Nothing
don't
much is
think
being said.
they clearly, everyone is on the same page. That's for sure. You know.
And I think she's trying to get everyone, like, look at serious, so we need to sort this out. And as you said, why wait?
Well, you know, what's funny, though, is here we are, and justly worried about free movement for the region. But meanwhile, everybody else has free movement in a variety of different ways, because they come here and they're allowed to partake in businesses.
I was thinking about all of that, you know?
I mean, you take Tortola. I love to use Tortola as a model. Tortola is a kind of place where, I mean, they have this term that you call belongers, right?
Yes.
And granted,
more rights than
yes, and granted, they're part of the UK, so we know they have way more. Let's say, immigration and vetting strictures and that kind of thing in terms of people just coming into the country like it's a thoroughfare, right? We, on the other hand, we don't seem to keep the same energy for people who don't look like us.
You know,
we let them overrun us, and I mean, 4th Street is turning into Front Street, St. Martin, you know? And so there's free movement. The funny thing is, everybody else that doesn't look like us has free movement across all sorts of indicators. Meanwhile, we're worried about people coming. Granted, I understand because I actually feel like the whole free movement thing should be approached with caution. But it should apply to everyone, not just people who look like us. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very good point. And even some of this discussion, I was thinking about that, right? Because I'm saying, like, okay, we worried so much about the Dominicans and the Jamaicans and the Haitians. And again, like I said, I am not against people who do not look like us and foreigners, but I'm saying this. You shouldn't
even have to do that apologetic thing in your own country, though.
Well,
because the when you look at the Japanese and the Chinese and all these people, these are like ridiculously homogenous countries, and no one dares tell them that, oh, you have to have immigration. I mean, you know what I'm saying? No one can tell the Japanese or the Koreans that, oh, well, you need to allow in 20 million people from Ukraine or whatever. No one would even dare. Or Saudi Arabia or any of those places. So why do we always feel like we have to apologize for our own sovereignty?
For me, it wasn't really an apology. It was more
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it was more like a reflection of us again. Because there are no persons out there really keeping these rules in place. We are the ones who are doing it. Because when we talk about immigration, we first set of names we call again the people from Santo Domingo, Jamaicans. We call these particular people who generally are black people. But then when you look at, you have a lot of British people, a lot of Americans who are here. They don't have no rights. A lot of them come and they live in free, and nobody looks at them.
Yeah, and they get to work.
And that's what you
Can you imagine?
Yeah, exactly.
I studied in Canada, lived in Canada for 5 years, and I couldn't work.
Yeah.
And there are people coming in here.
Again,
in here and working.
But what I'm saying,
I saw
again
the
too,
DJs working.
Yeah.
I couldn't DJ in Canada.
But what I'm saying is, it comes back to us.
You know what I mean?
It comes back to us, and there are a lot of different issues that fuel that as well, and you know, it comes back to how we look at it. We only look at certain people. Somebody the other day, I don't even want to call the name, they were upset about the fact that a local contractor gets all these jobs, including, you know, the old road bay and different things. So we all know what that be now. And they said it's not fair that he's getting all these jobs. I said to them, but what about all these other industries where people who ain't even born here getting all these things? Why is it that we only look at our own?
Or you have Surrey paving and Mojani.
Yeah,
Show up here to do jobs and they haven't left here. Why are they still here?
These people come in like 20 years ago and
why
still doing
are
it.
they still here?
But we
you came to do a job, leave.
But we don't want them to leave. We do, and a lot of it too, Jamster, is that we as a people, we moved away from a lot of skills, and we've gone to just academics, and we don't understand that what's happening is that we do not have a lot of skilled people on the ground, and the few that we have, they're stretched. Like, try to get a plumber, and somebody say, oh, the plumber, then blah blah. I say it's because it's not enough plumbers. Everybody wants an office job. Everybody want to get a degree in something. Skills are severely lacking.
Let's take a call.
Yeah,
call will go right ahead. It's on 909.
Greetings, IT.
Hey, what's up?
We are good.
Mm-hmm.
We listening to what the reasoning betwixt you and the sister, and what we can say towards that is the Afro-Saxon mentality is plaguing us.
I love that.
Yeah,
Afro-Saxon.
Yeah. Is it possible to hear the utterance that was made by the honorable leader of Barbados? Can we hear it again?
Oh, I wouldn't know where to find that. I'd have to look for it.
Okay, when time permits, please share with us. Give thanks. Blessed love.
Because actually, I was actually surprised when she said that, because I find myself, and Sheva, you probably do it too. I find myself with politicians, right? When they make pronouncements, you always have to. The cynical part of me always says, what's the angle? Because there's usually some self-serving angle going on, right? Almost always, 9 times out of 10. So I was like, why? I was like, why is Mia Motley speaking about this at this time? Okay, granted, it's probably because the deadline was approaching, and she was stating her position, right? But then I'm surprised, knowing how Bajans carry on, I'm surprised that her position is basically, oh, Barbados is a free-for-all now, basically. You know, well, that's how it comes across. Anyway, so
I don't like. A lot of people have their views on this. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, because we have to understand that living on such a small island, again, as a business person, right? And I've been saying that the region needs to have more integration, especially when it comes to trade and stuff. And this again is why perhaps it's me. I need to research more. This is why getting lost in the argument of, okay, Drew saying Mia was out of place and blah, blah, blah. I don't care about those discussions. I don't care when politicians argue among themselves, right? I want to know how does it affect me? And I don't feel, and again, maybe I need to go and read some more. But as far as trade, as far as setting up businesses, as far as that sort of thing, regionally we need help. Small businesses are struggling. If you're selling cakes, you can't sell 100 cakes a month, Jamstein saying cakes. But if I could have sent some to Barbados, I would do well.
Point.
And this is what I'm looking at. Because we forget that a lot of Caribbean people are all over the world. If I had to say it all the time, if America send a boat and say, come if you want, you're probably going to lose 3/4 of Kittians. But yet we arguing about other people. Come on, you know what? Tell them.
We lose the Jamaicans for sure.
But you can go
and
to
the Dominicanos.
We look at it that okay, all these people will be coming in, but you can go to. You think I wouldn't like to set up a breadfruit company in these other islands, right? So this is the look that it's coming whether we. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Our honorable Prime Minister said that Barbados is out of place. Did he say it like that?
Well, like that? I don't think in that exact. He kind of come out. His statements were kind of strong.
Gaston? Who?
Huh? No. When Drew said that, Prime Minister Drew, Honorable Prime Minister Drew said that we have not signed on to it.
Well, Terrence, you need to be a little stronger, a lot sooner. This. I mean, he should have said something from the beginning. You know. I don't know if it was. It sounds like they had a slight disagreement over.
I just feel like a lot of things we sign on to.
There was some undecisive. Amid it all, though, I said it, and I keep saying that communicative vibration should be up. You know, in the respective territories with the people. You know, they should always communicate with the people, even if decisions are not made. Let us know where we stand, you know, wherever we are.
True.
I feel like a lot of things we sign on to, and if we don't notice, okay, good. But because we take notice of specific things, then they're forced to have specific positions. Because this has been going on for a while, as Ting was saying, it can't be that you just find out, but there was nothing brought to us like that. And in another sense, Kitishans, we could be doing a lot more. We could be more diligent in looking at what's being said, what's being done, because articles and reports come out all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But we do get signed on to a lot of things that we don't understand.
9:14. Let's take another call. Alan T, go right ahead.
Good morning, Miss. Good morning to you, guests and whoever.
Morning.
You say you have a business. What kind of business you run?
I am into agro-processing or food manufacturing. So I create the best taste. Well, I'm a part of a company that makes the best taste breadfruit fries and now best taste waffles. We pride ourselves in using local ingredients and putting it in a form that Kitishans can enjoy and that is competitive to products coming in.
Okay, that's great. But look, you were saying that it's not a problem for people to come up here, but people ain't really got a problem with people coming here, you know. It's just that you don't know who coming around you. You don't know the background. I mean, you just can't open the country like that and you don't know who, because a lot of them done here already. They give them 6 months, but some of them take the 6 months and make it like permanent. So before you open the border to all these people, just free movement, you have to know who they be. I mean, I don't look at UK border when they're going to the immigration, and they check them. They call whoever they're going to and ask them if you expect this person. They're supposed to get a certain amount of money. You're supposed to be able to keep them for a certain amount of time during the day. So when you're going up to the place, they're coming to somebody who, you know, somebody has to respond for them if they ain't working. I mean, it's all good to say free movement, but you got to look at in years to come. You got to look at long term. And if you're doing a business like that, who knows? They might come and try to compare with you, and when you look, your business starts to get flapped too.
You see?
I mean, a lot of that's happening here. They got cook, they got barber shop, they got everything. But to me, I think the 6 months is good, and we need to take just one day at a time, because one full basket. And if the whole Caribbean gonna come into St. Kitts, it's gonna just full up, and then the economy might just, it's gonna be a little strain, because this is how I see it, okay? And that's just me. Take one day at a time. The 6 months is okay, and you working so long, and make sure that everything is okay. They got somebody to stay with, and doing homeless people, you got to check the background to become it. I could tell you, I take my 2 years, and here a young man, I don't call where he from. He said he's saying it for 6 years, it could be 10 now. I hear him say the amount of people he done rob to take care here, and he girl never work yet. Okay? So we have to look out for these people who coming into your country with that kind of mentality there. That's all I have to say. We ain't against nobody, but remember, St. Kitts is a very small place. And you got to look at, you know, the background of some people coming into this show because we got next generation to come, you know. We are next generation to come.
Can
So
I
we have
can
to
I
look
ask
out
you a
for them
question?
too.
Can I ask a question?
Hello?
Are you a traveler? Do you travel?
Yes, I travel.
Where
And
do
let
you
me say
travel
this, I
to?
just said travel too. Hello?
Where do you travel to?
I travel to the U.S.
Okay,
I travel
do
to
you-
St. Thomas and Croix, yes.
Do you have any idea of the crime rates in the U.S.? Do you have any idea of the random crimes that they have, the serial killers, all this stuff that they have? I'm not saying that your
Yes,
concerns
I
are
have
not
ideas
valid.
of that. I have
But I'm
ideas.
saying that I understand completely your concerns, and this is why I said I think we need more information on how they're going to do it. The US, right? It's like it looks as if it's one country, which it is, but it's individual states, and you can think of each state as their own country. A lot of them have different laws and so forth.
Yes, of course,
But they
because
understand.
people who live in St. Thomas, St. Croix, they cannot vote for the president of the United States, you know. You cannot unless you move when you go to the States.
So you
Okay,
see
so
how
it's
they're
different.
separated still. So what they did when they came together, it helped them economically and it helped them to go into a superpower, right? So we'll always have issues. We even have issues where free movement isn't on, but we find the floaters over keys, and we have a lot of people who are here illegally. So it's happening. People are going to come regardless. So I think something like
It's
free
happening, but
movement.
to me, I mean, you look how we don't even have an immigration law. Every minute you see, I mean, and that is why you see they keep coming like that because they come and they feel like they fit right in and nobody harassing them. But any country you got rules and regulations you have to follow. If you go out in the next man country, St. Thomas, St. Croix, United States, and immigration hold you, they're sending you right back. And even though you got a child born there, that child ain't give you the right. You either left the child with somebody or you take the child and you go with it.
Okay,
And
so
when
caller.
we used to travel a long time, people say we go all over. Yes, but we ain't had these with a gun and junks and crime and
But
all these kind of things.
can I
But
ask
time
another
changed,
question,
and
caller?
that is what people concerned about.
Caller, do you understand also that it's not just that people can come here, but that we can go to these other countries and we can have rights
but
too?
Let's look at it right now, and this is me. St. Kitts Nevis ain't going to no Caribbean. No
Why
United
not?
States. They will go now to America.
Why
or
not?
England.
Why not,
I
though?
see them traveling no way.
But
Because,
why?
let me tell you something. St. Kitts is the United States of St. Kitts Nevis right now. St. Kitts people, them ain't going to the Caribbean. They prefer go to America. I'm
But
telling
why?
you, that is how I look at it. And that's just me. And I wish my country well. I want to see my country progress. I don't want to see it fall. I want to see more visitors. I want to see investors. And I want to see more tourists come to our shores. That is how I want to see my
So-
beloved country. I born, raised.
But aren't the investors foreigners as well?
But think it's never out of me. Think
I
it's always
understand.
in me, and I have to look out for the best interest for my country right born. And miss, you have a blessed
You
morning,
have a
okay?
wonderful day too, hon.
But you know the thing that always I have to disagree with you with this. Our populations are much. If you look at the population differential between these islands that people tend to come from. One, I was just telling our guests behind here that because of our economic conditions here, there's no reason for us to go anywhere in the Caribbean. Well, usually, not from economic reasons anyway, unless maybe you met a guy from Grenada and you want to get married to him or whatever, you know.
But this is one of the
you decide
problems.
to move to Grenada.
This is one of our problems to Jamster, is that we are arguing. One of our main points is that we are going to be they're stronger than us economically and all these other things, right? But doesn't that speak to us as a people? So I'm living on an island that has in a country that has about 50,000 people, right? I'm running a business. Why am I content with having that 50,000 people as my market? Why am I not looking regionally?
But that's a separate issue.
No, what I'm saying is to draw the point is, right, is that even with size, I think we have, when you come from a small place, I think we have this fear of not enough. And I speak about it. When you look around, your resources are very small. Your vision of the world is very limited. We feel that there's not enough land, there's not enough this, there's not enough that.
But also, our resources are small, but then why does everyone want to come here?
But who's saying that everyone is coming here? We're seeing very specific type of people coming
St.
here.
Vincent, St. Lucians, Dominicans, Grenadians, Guyanese, Jamaicans, people from the DR. And another irony and another thing that no one talks about is the fact that we have these two countries on this island called Hispaniola. The ones on the eastern side of the island are flocking here, but at the same time, that eastern part of the island don't want Haitians to come over to their side of the island. Yet, we're expected to just allow them to come here as they like.
But who do we accept more? Who have we been accepting more?
I don't think it's a matter of acceptance. It's just a matter of
when you heard
it's a matter of incompetence and lackadaisical attitude on the part of the government and the immigration system.
Because when you hear a boatload of Haitians knock up, people get in a hissy fit. But we have a lot of people here from the other part, and we argue and we say, oh, such and such, but we've accepted them, and we don't go on that kind of level.
You think we've accepted them?
Well, we're here.
What can we do? We grumble. We can't do anything.
They're here. And, personally, how I look at it, too.
And the people on Church Street don't seem to care, so.
How I look at it is that we are on a small spot. And again, maybe because I'm a business person, but I do not see why we look at the view that everybody is going to come and take what we have, and we don't see that we can go and gain as well.
Because, Chef, look at the population differential. If 500 of us move to Guyana, it wouldn't make a difference. Well, it might make a difference on the plus side. If 500 Guyanese move here, that's a problem. Jamaicans, that's a problem. 500 of us moving to, it wouldn't have an issue.
But we're looking at it in that way. But what about economics? Because
but that's what I'm saying. We don't have the social services, architecture, and all the other things to support all these people coming here, expecting jobs, but
we have a shortage of jobs. We have a shortage of workers right now, Jamster.
We do it. Yeah, I agree.
We have a lot of. I have so many people in business who saying they can't find workers. So we as Kititians need to. But
then you realize all of those issues are interrelated. The fact that a lot of people here don't work but don't want to work speaks to maybe the warped entitlement system successive governments have encouraged over the years. People just go around, gimme, expecting the government, expecting government handouts.
But this is the point I'm making.
And not having the drive and the ambition to do for self.
You see, we come back to the drive and ambition, because what I'm saying, right, Jam says that we're worried about the influx of people. We're thinking numbers of people who are going to come in. But we're not seeing that we have a very small group of people who are here who are slowly owning everything. So we will have majority of the people, but we will not have majority of the control, the economic power, and none of that. So you know what we'll be? We'll be the flock.
Absolutely.
But we still have a shepherd. So what I'm saying is we are too concerned about this notion that soon as they open the gate, we're going to see all the Jamaicans and people running. These people come here, right?
Yes, the free movement is already working with the people who don't look like us.
But we argue that they're coming and they're taking over. When you look at what the Spanish are doing, for instance, they come in, they take jobs that we wouldn't take. They work for low wages, but you see them progressing. They're building businesses. They're doing this. Look at every group of people who are coming in. I tried to rent a house the other day, right? Everybody except for one was a foreigner, right? And all these places were formerly owned by Kititians. I guess they sell out or they gone away or whatever.
Everybody except one was a foreigner?
Yes.
Wow.
And we are sitting and arguing about these things, and we're not looking at the economic side of it.
Okay, let's take this call. Wait, 9:26. And folks, by now you probably figured out there's no farm report this morning. And we have someone from the Small Business Development Unit coming up next, and they're going to be talking about the agricultural fair coming up. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, how you guys doing? I like the discussion because it has so many different angles. But I'm going to take it from the angle you started, Jamster, because I know you use the BVI, but I worked in the BVI for 4 years. and the office in which I work had no BVI lander. 4 years.
Yeah, I'm sure they got the illegally though.
Every person that worked in that office with me, either from St. Vincent, Kitty Channel region, Trinidad, Santo Domingo. 2 persons also were born in the BVI, but they were from the Windward Islands, their families. The system for me, and I think some years ago we addressed this matter when Mr. Bacchus was denied his extension to stay in the Federation, but eventually good sense prevailed and it was allowed. The conversation for CARICOM, OECS and other unionized islands, in a sense, to have free movement have been a laboring issue, not for just 2 years, but for years, for generations. The problem is, St. Kitts and Nevis have this phobia. I'm not going to use xenophobia. Why? The population for St. Kitts and Nevis remain at 50,000+ for all the years that I've known myself.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Kittitians, Nevisians, we migrate.
Yes.
We migrate ever so often. We even go to the point where we get our children here, there, and then come back. Then the children leave.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need more people to make business more viable? Yes, we do. But how do we control it?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the question.
We do need it, but we need to know how it's going to be done.
Yes, we need it because, as the young lady said, most of the houses today, if I build a house tomorrow to rent, I can guarantee I'm going to have a lot of foreigners who want it to rent. And rightly so or wrongly so, they might be the best tenants to keep because they will pay their rent. They know what they're going through and they understand the critical nature of what they're doing for survival. Do we as Kittitians and Nevisians understand that? I don't think so.
No.
A gentleman called the other day and said that his dad isn't from here. But he came, he survived, and every single sibling of his came, got through, were born here. They do have a property of their own.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? For some weird reason, we seem to be screwed different in St. Kitts and Nevis when we're from here. That we're entitled for it. We don't want to work for it, while others labor daily for what they think they should have. So we tend to see a knee-jerk reaction when, hey, so people come, the hospital going to get overloaded, the clinics, but forget that we overload persons or other countries, same facilities, when we rush them to get children, get health, and everything else.
Okay, 9:30.
We really need to address this differently.
Okay, no,
right?
9:30. Yeah,
Thank you, caller.
One thing that has to be said before we go to the break. I'm not saying they shouldn't come. Come legally. Don't come in a dinghy. Don't swim here.
That's what free movement is trying to do.
Well, yes,
do it
come
properly.
legally. Don't overstay.
Yes.
Don't come here for 6 months on the false pretenses and then you want to stay. I'm just saying do it legally.
But this is why
Mia
Mia and other people are trying to get this started out so it can be done properly.
But I mean, we have an immigration department that's not really staffed out, and and trust me, we have a lot of illegals here, and I feel like
that's
it
another
needs to be
question
taken care
too.
of.
For instance, our immigration is a bit whatever. The fact that we're having free movement of people, we're sharing human resources now in the region. That's what it is, sharing human resources. Will we share other resources? Will islands that have a proper immigration system now join? How are we joining? Are we joining just with the people? Resources generally? Will Barbados help us with this? Will we link with that? These are the things I want to know.
Okay. Let's go to the break. 9:31.
Found the sound 98.9. Win FM.
Play It's pure fire when the track gets set ablaze for the 2024 Rams Primary School Championships. On Thursday, March 21st, the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium has the fire. And on Friday, March 22nd and Saturday, March 23rd, the Sandy Point New Recreation Ground will be set ablaze. Admission on Thursday, March 21st is free. Yep, free. Admission on Friday, March 22nd is $10 children and $15 adults. Admission on Saturday, March 23rd is $15 children and $20 adults. Start time for all days is 12 p.m. sharp. So come on out and bring the family because it's fire on the track for the 2024 Rams Primary School Championships.
Ready for me. .33 and we are back. It's it's about that time of year where we have the agricultural exhibition, and we got someone here from the Small Business Development Unit to tell us all about some of the goings on at the upcoming 2024 agricultural exhibition. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that it's small business and entrepreneurship and cooperatives and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources. Yes, so we're both here this morning because we're collaborating. Both ministries are collaborating to host our Agri East Easter Night Market. Yes, so we have the upcoming Agri Easter Night Market, and we're so excited to share so much with you because the Agri Night Markets have become such a staple. And I mean, it goes without saying, we have a wonderful time every single time we host a night market event. And so we've decided to have the themed events once again this year because the feedback has been so great, and it gives not only our farmers and our fishers, our agro-processors, food producers in general, the opportunity to showcase what they have to offer, and it also provides a safe space for camaraderie and entertainment, the buying and the selling of goods. So yes, so we just wanted you to know this morning we're inviting all persons to the Agri Easter Night Market. This Easter edition is going to be an extravagant event. And of course, because it's our Easter version, we've decided we're going to highlight eggs as part of this. Yeah, I mean, I know, we know bunnies don't lay eggs, but from a local standpoint, we want to highlight our egg producers. So the Agri Easter Night Market gives them this platform to sell their eggs and to, of course, introduce themselves to the public. For those persons who don't know who our poultry farmers are, eggs will be available for sale at this particular event. And we're partnering with Small Business, and I'm going to let her just touch briefly on what Small Business...
Could you introduce yourselves first for the audience, please?
Good morning to everyone. I am Kyla Gibson-Dorr. I'm the Senior Business Advisor in the Ministry of Small Business, Entrepreneurship, and Cooperatives. So we, as Shaira explained, we have collaborated with the Ministry of Agriculture to put together this night market, just so that our small business owners can have an avenue where they can showcase their products and have an avenue where they can receive income, sell their products and receive income, and so that persons can know that we have a large sector of small business owners who have quality products to offer the Federation.
Lovely.
So that is the aim of the ministry's participation with this program.
And this is on the 28th of this month?
Yes, it is.
And it's at the public market in
That's
Bastia?
right.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to be from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. at the Bastia Public Market. We're inviting persons to come into the market. So we want them to register early as well, because trust me when I tell you, people like to rush last minute to register. And then they have to hunt to find a spot last minute. Like, I want to sell my stuff. And we try to encourage as much as possible. We want you to register early.
Yes.
Registration has been
limited.
open, for the last, I think, 4 weeks. Registration is open. So for those persons who are interested in securing their spot, their booth early, I would advise you to register probably today.
Yes.
You can get forms at the Department of Agriculture, Lagreed, at the Ministry of Agriculture, that's building number 16, Port Zante. You can also get registration forms at the Department of Marine Resources, and you can also get registration forms at the Bastia Public Market.
Anything online?
Well, we don't have an online link right now.
No.
Okay.
But last time we had a link from small business that allowed persons to register, the Google link. So, I mean, I think that's something that we could
can
probably
look through in the future.
try
Because
doing
if a
that
lot of
again.
people are waiting last minute, sometimes it's not even last minute. As a business person, small business especially, you are on your face.
Yes.
Just surviving.
Which is why it was much easier for small business to
do the
give those
online,
small business persons, However, with agriculture, most of our vendors, they just prefer to just go to the market. I guess they like the authentic feel. I'm just going down to the market and registering in persons and asking lots of questions, because we've got that. We have persons who prefer to go in person so that they could ask 150,000 questions and and get that information as much as possible. So either way, I do encourage persons
to register.
Right, to register.
And the registration is $10.
Yes.
Yes, $10.
Okay.
Currently, we have 54 persons already registered. So go and register as quickly as possible so that the remaining spots, you can get your spot.
Do you have any idea of what the capacity is?
Listen.
I think they have up to 100 and something stalls.
Well, to be honest, technically we should have that, but because sometimes persons use 2 stalls for their goods.
Understand.
Truth be told, that is about 50% of the 100. So,
So I'm seeing a change of venue perhaps soon as it goes. Something
well, to be
larger.
honest, the Bastia public market has been such a success. I don't think that we want to change that just yet.
And it's also to encourage persons to get back into the market.
I was just about to say that.
For what for its purpose.
Yes.
To use the market?
Yes.
Yeah, because the night market event is heightening the experience at the public market. So what I would consider is probably discussing as a team if we could have a night market event at perhaps another public market, like for example the Sandy Point public market, as opposed to moving away from the public markets. Then we can have events in either of the locations. I mean, but it's just a suggestion. Maybe that's something that we can discuss. But taking the feel away from the market atmosphere, I don't think we want to run away from the market, because the whole point of establishing this event was to remind people of the purpose of the public market. And many of the vendors said, as opposed to just having the public market in the day and then people go home, what about those persons who get off work in the afternoon, in the evening, and they still want to buy their goods, they still want to buy the produce, as well as getting entertainment while you shop. So we've decided to incorporate entertainment as part of the night market experience, so that you could sing and you could gallivant while you pick up your carrots and enjoy yourself, whether it's the coconut dumpling, the stew saltfish with a hint of spice, whether it's the cook-up, the bullfoot, I mean, the grilled lobster, the barbecue chicken. We also have fresh fish that we offer at the public market, and it goes first. Let me just say, the
that
fresh
section
fish
always sells out
always.
first.
People wait at the Bastia public market gate from 4 o'clock when the event starts at 5, trying to bribe you to pick up fish for
Nice.
them because they know that as soon as the door opens, the fish is going to be gone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
immediately.
Okay, 9:41. You got about 2 more minutes, but I gotta apologize for me speaking earlier. I was getting ahead of myself, and you heard me talking about the exhibition. I misspoke. Then I realized it was about the night market.
Yes.
I didn't know that, but for some reason, you didn't pick up on that.
No,
I did.
I thought
did.
that was
Yeah.
your way of calling it.
No, I
that.
was. Oh God, it's the night market.
Yeah, it's the night market.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah.
I mean, we are preparing. It's two things in one because we are preparing for the Agriculture Open Day, which is in April. That's April 25th
Yes.
and April 26th. So we've actually been promoting registration for both events.
Yeah.
Because the earlier you register
The
for
better.
one, the better, right, for the other. And it allows us time to accommodate you. So yes, so registration is open for actually the night market, the Easter night market, as well as the Agriculture Open Day. So truth be told, you really didn't do anything wrong. It's just that we're highlighting the night
It's like
market.
a warm-up event, huh?
Yeah.
For the main event.
Right. It gets you prepared for that because
Yeah.
that is a much more extravagant event, of course, and that will be over at the Bastia Valley National Park.
The same place as last
so the
year,
same
right?
place as
Yeah.
last year,
Okay.
yes.
Which was epic.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, so you guys have 1 more minute to give you guys the last word to do
Yeah,
a nice
so just
tight wrap
before
up.
we wrap up, just a reminder that we also have coconut water at the night market. Yes. The grilled seafood. I mean, all of the things that you can think about that is just Easter themed. You can get it at the event on the 28th. And just a reminder that, because most persons seem to have forgotten that Easter creeps up on us early this year, that is actually Easter weekend. So that's why we're encouraging you to get your coconut now so you could start grinding for dumpling. Because the Friday is Good Friday.
Yes.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah. Okay. He said he's way ahead. The Friday is Good Friday, so we want to make sure that you get your stuff early, your ground provision, your sweet potato, whatever it is that you need to make your soup for Easter Sunday. Trust and believe me, it will be available for sale at the Agri Easter Night Market.
Yes.
If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, you can contact the Ministry of Agriculture at 467-1016 or the Department of Agriculture office at 467-1841.
Yes, and just to remind you that we'll have eggs on sale. They'll be at $10 for Creative Eggs, and we'll have a number of egg producers there. And we have entertainment as well. We have someone playing the steel pans, someone playing the saxophone.
Yes.
We'll have Sugar Bowl as the DJ.
That's right.
So just come and be prepared to be entertained and be
fed.
prepared. Yes, and fed. We have 9 cook persons already registered, so we'll
yes,
have
the
the
cooked food
food
vendors.
covered
Yeah.
there. So just come, eat, browse, network, talk, relax, enjoy the Easter night market.
That's right.
Lovely.
Yes, because we won't have another one again for another, 2 months, 3 months?
Okay, probably close to
Yeah.
Music
June.
Festival,
In
right?
June.
I think June is the next night
Okay.
market.
Yeah.
All right, 9:45. Sounds good, right? That's the upcoming Agriculture Night Market. That sounds like fun. Yes. Okay, so we have the Washington Agile Pageant contestants coming up next. Their big pageant, the Miss Washington Agile Pageant, happens on April 6th. We got 6 beautiful young ladies I'm going to be talking with in a bit. Right, Chef? Looking forward to that?
Of course.
Okay. All right. 9:48. We got Teen Beauties Arrayed in Studio 2. It's all about the Washington Archibald High School pageant. And ladies, good morning. What's up?
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
I'm fine.
You guys are looking very spliffy. Excited?
A bit nervous, but yes.
Well, nerves are natural. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. And we're going to start here and we're going to come around.
Good morning, viewers and the listening public. I am contestant number 4, Jonice Rogers, in this year's Miss Washington Archibald High School Talented Teen Pageant.
Good morning, everyone. I am 14-year-old Addis Richards, your delegate number 3 in this year's Miss Washington Archibald High School pageant.
Good morning, everyone. I am your contestant number 1, Shakelia Tatum, in this year's Miss Washington Archibald High School pageant.
Good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis. I am Akila Dixon, your contestant number 2 for this year's Miss Washington Archibald High School pageant.
Good morning, everyone. I am contestant number 5, Kata Rawlings, in this year's Miss Washington Archibald High School pageant.
Lovely, lovely. And you should see all the lip gloss blinging. It is so cute. They're so cute. So, okay. So, on average, your ages are around what? 15, 16? 14 to 16? Okay, and you said you're nervous, but what made you enter a pageant like this? Is it something that you saw and you wanted to do, or you're encouraged by teachers, your parents? Anyone who wants to speak, you can go ahead.
So I just grew up watching pageants and those kind of stuff, and it just caught my eyes, and I thought that it was really interesting for me.
Nice.
Well, ever since I was in Tucker Clark Primary School, I've always loved watching pageants, watching the girls on stage in their beautiful dresses, and it was like, wow, I would love to try that. And I've always said, when I go to Washi, I will enter this pageant, and here I am.
Wow. Wow, lovely, lovely. Anybody else want to share?
In 2019, I entered Miss Rainbow pageant for my primary school show, and I won. So I was like, so why not just try again to see if I still had it?
Oh.
So that's why I went in the show, to see if I have the ability still.
Okay. Lovely. So you're testing yourself if I still have it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I decided to join the Miss Washington Archibald High School pageant to have the experience of it, because I've seen everybody just,
Come a little closer, baby.
I've seen everybody just participating in it, and they're having fun and creating your bonds. So, yeah, I just wanted to try it out for myself.
Nice.
I really did it for the experience. I really love pageants, so I feel like this was a big opportunity for me to enter Miss Washington.
Has it been challenging with the practicing and balancing school and studying?
Definitely. It is so hard. Anyone that wants to join a pageant, I would always say, do what you put your mind to, because you never know what you are capable of until you try. But I would say it is hard. You have to give up a lot of leisure time. You have to focus harder in school, and you have long hours, and you still have to be early. You have to turn in assignments on time. And for those of us who are going to write CXC, it's much harder having afternoon classes and then practices late at night. It's a lot, but at the end of the day, it will be worth it.
It is. And I think that a lot of people stay on the outside and they're looking at pageantry, modeling, entertainment in a whole, and they feel it's an easy thing and, it's a waste of time, but they don't understand the discipline it takes to be able to balance all these things. So that's a lesson that you're learning. That's one lesson that CXC alone wouldn't teach you.
It's teaching your time management as well.
Exactly. And I'm happy that you guys are doing it, because, again, balance, you will find as you get older in life, is very important. And having your subjects and all that is great, but you also need to have extracurricular activities and other things that
you enjoy outside of that. So can you give me an idea of what your hobbies are? What do you like outside of pageantry?
I love abstract painting.
Ooh.
I love swimming and just being in contact with nature, honestly.
Nice. Anybody else want to share?
Some of my hobbies are dancing, doing makeup, and spending quality time with my family.
Nice, nice.
I also love dancing and sleeping. But I'm also into really like dancing and stuff like that.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I love to bake.
Ooh. Nice, nice, nice. Wonderful.
I like to sing, and I love to be involved in things.
Mm-hmm.
I also like to bake and stuff like that. Yeah, just like things.
Okay, what has been the most challenging skill that you've had to hone in pageantry, whether it is the talent or the public speaking? What is most challenging for you guys?
One of the most challenging things that I have experienced during the preparation for the show was the areas I had to speak, because with me I feel like I have anxiety, so when a lot of people is watching me I tend to freak out or panic. So learning the speech was very hard for me, but as time went by I overcome that, and the interview as well.
Yes.
Same.
I agree. Interview, oh my, I used to dread going to interview practice, but now I love going, honestly.
Nice.
And the gracefulness, because you have to be so soft in interview, it's kind of hard because, you know, you're not used to it on a day-to-day basis because you're in school. It's a lot of roughness. So transitioning into soft and nice, it was kind of hard for me, but I'm getting into it now.
And an interview is just a conversation, like if you sometimes things seem so large and so scary, but if you put it into perspective, it's a conversation you're having with the person. So when you go into, and I've done pageants and all this stuff, so when you go in, you listen, just like if we're talking, you're listening to me and you're gathering your thoughts. So brace yourself, like it's just a conversation in front of a couple hundred people. But even on the anxiety role and stuff, I commend you greatly, because this is something that builds character. School is for education and so forth, but it also is supposed to build you out as a whole individual. And you guys are doing so fantastic in this interview. You're so very well, you know, you express yourselves so well, and I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
So what's the theme of the show this year?
The theme for the show is social awareness issues affecting our youths.
Okay. Can you give me an idea? Anyone?
Everyone has a different
your platforms. Yes.
My platform is drug abuse. Drug abuse refers to the excessive use of illegal and legal drugs.
Go ahead.
My platform is drug abuse. Drug abuse refers to the excessive use of legal and illegal drugs, which have a negative impact on persons' mental health, physical health, and emotional health. This don't only occur in adulthood, but this also occurs among our youths.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead.
My platform is Digital Divide. Digital divide is the gap between those who have internet access and devices and those who do not. I am just trying to bring awareness to bridge the gap together so that everyone can be more digitally inclusive and no one should feel left out.
Wow, nice.
My platform is sexual awareness. Sexual awareness is a very, very broad topic. Sexual awareness can come down to the simplest things, such as setting boundaries. And when someone hears that your topic is sexual awareness or sexual abuse, if you say consent, people may think, oh, you're consenting them to condone in sexual activities. But no, consent can also be, if I want you to touch me, because sometimes people just come, they touch you, and some people don't like being touched. So I want to educate people how to set boundaries, have healthy relationships, and also include men, because men are also sexually abused, and the society norm is if when you hear sexual abuse, it's always women. But what about the boys? Like, I feel so bad whenever I see something on the news about men, female being abused. It's so sad because how can you in your right mind do that to someone, take away something that they were not ready to give? And I really want to be a voice for young people and those who are afraid to speak up, because it's not something that someone should go through alone.
In my EK voice, my ovaries, these girls are so wonderful. Next, go ahead.
My platform is mental health awareness. Mental health awareness is not just the absence of a disease or weakness. It is a state of emotional, mental, and physiological and social well-being. And it also helps us to cope with the changes and help us to understand.
Good job, teachers. Y'all behind here.
My platform is bullying, and bullying is when you physically, mentally, or socially hurt someone intentionally by like posting things on social media that may hurt their feelings. Like in school, bullying is mostly common in like high school because like young people, like, they go through a lot, especially in the household, and then they come out to school and then they take the anger on everyone. And when you bully someone, that may cause them to change, like be different. They will not speak up how they used to. They might feel bad about themselves. That might even cause suicide. People kill themselves from bullying and stuff like that. And we are asking that you stop the bullying and like talk out. Like if you're getting bullied, speak out and don't be afraid.
Okay, ladies, I wish I had more time. Time is running out, but let me just say, you guys are so amazing, right? I'm so proud of you. Again, fantastic job, teachers. The show is on April 6th. And I'm going to let the girls say bye in unison because we're out of time. But please do go out and support the show. These girls are amazing. And yeah, we need to go out and support them.
The Washington
Archibald High School Pageant
2024.
Yes,
April 6th. Okay, girls, you guys gonna say bye after 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
And everyone have a nice day. That's it for Island Tea.
Thank you for listening.